Just wondering, right now, what are the emotions like going through your head personally?
Shit. Shit.
A-Chain, big hole, turns it on, accelerating, 69 points. Fake to Mostert, 1st and 10. Here they go with Hill. Turner Yell got him, but they couldn't bring him down. He's so elusive. A-Chain, spinning, Mostert, block, in there, touchdown. NFL game until today. Fake to Mostert, end around on 1st and 10. And this is A-Chain breaking tackles. Back. Rush moves up well. Crossing pattern right here. Sutton gets by Holland. Punched away. He fumbles again. Miami has got it.
That was embarrassing.
That was a tough one today.
There weren't a lot of positives to take from that game.
Tired of losing, man.
This is as bad as it's ever been, so.
We definitely got our butt handed to us today, and, it's frustrating,
The game kind of got away from us.
I'm at a loss for words.
Came in with a plan, we didn't execute nothing. We put in place nothing.
Been here for 7 years, and all I've done is lost.
It's the most embarrassing game I've ever been a part of. It's the most embarrassing game I've ever watched. So.
When you play good teams and you don't execute, that's what happened. They hang 70 on you.
We just got to regroup and look at the film and just get better.
And what we have to do is we have to be focused on what's ahead of us, and that's trying to get ready to go play the Chicago Bears on the road.
Fortunately for Russell Wilson and the Denver Broncos, they'll face a Bears team whose season is also crumbling apart. For Wilson, it appears his relationship with his head coach is frayed. The veteran quarterback has played fairly well this season, notching over 300 yards passing in his last 2 games and recording 6 touchdowns this season. But Sean Payton has publicly called out his quarterback multiple times.
Russ has got to be sharper with getting the play out, and then we got to look at how much we have in.
The offense as a whole is averaging 23 points per game. That's 15th in the league and 7 points more than the Bears. The Broncos' offensive line actually played better in pass protection against the Dolphins than they have the first 2 weeks of the season. They gave up 1 sack against the Dolphins and now have allowed 10 this year. The team's rushing attack is healthy. Wilson is 2nd in rushing yards, and the rest of the team has 4 yards per carry average, although they've scored only 1 touchdown.
And a block by Manhurts and hit as he throws and caught! What a grab! Mims the rookie!
We felt when we drafted him, he had real good deep ball skill set. He can run.
Rookie and Danny Schimmon favorite Marvin Mims leads the Broncos with 195 yards receiving, while Cortland Sutton has the most receptions, 17. Jerry Jeudy is getting started to find his rhythm. The 2020 first-rounder caught 5 passes last week for 81 yards, including this 46-yarder.
Deep, and he's got him! Caught by Jeudy, 15-yard line, hit by Jones.
Adam Troutman leads all tight ends with 5 receptions, no touchdowns, and he's moved the chains once. Greg Dulcich has caught 2 passes. Both of them have moved the chains. None of the 4 tight ends on the roster has caught a touchdown pass this season.
10, the fake, good block in there, and down it goes, caught at the 30, this is the dynamic Hill, he's in for 6!
The bigger problem for Denver is that there's something missing with their defense, and it's tackling. In week 1, they had 8 missed tackles. A week later, 11. Against the Dolphins, 24.
That's something that obviously needs to be emphasized, and that comes from coaching, that comes from leadership, that comes from all across the board. It's the standard that you want to hold yourself to as a player.
Another problem is the defense's lack of turnovers. They have only 1 so far this season. That's led to the team allowing 105 points in their last 2 games. What the Bears can learn from looking at the Broncos' defensive tape is that they are susceptible to allowing a lot of rushing yards when facing misdirection in motion. Against the Dolphins, they gave up 350 yards on the ground. The Broncos pass rush recorded 4 sacks in their Week 2 loss to the Washington Commanders and came up with jack against the Dolphins. The Broncos do have the best return game in the NFL. They are first in punt return average and first in kickoff return average. Field goal kicker Will Lutz has made 5 of 6 field goal attempts, his longest only 32 yards. He's also 6 for 7 in extra point attempts. Despite losing by 50 points last week, Vegas still has the Broncos as favorites to beat the Bears at Soldier Field this week. If the Bears lose, you can bet there's going to be some significant changes to the team somehow, some way in the next week or two. Aldo Gandia for Buffone 55.